So one of my friends asked me to basically do this video. This is okay. Okay, so you know, my friends have asked me to do this video of my setup with my keyboard and stuff, and so I'm gonna do it and post it to my YouTube channel. This is my keyboard. It's a Dell keyboard. It's nothing special. Same with my computer. It's a Dell computer. It's nothing special. My Xbox currently set up is back here. Yeah, it's kind of messy. There's a bunch of dust and discs back there. It's kind of messy, but I can tell you, okay, that not only that, but I have a bunch of speakers for the computer that I try hooking up, and these two work, but they only work with an audio jack, and that's weird to say because this is an old computer, the audio jack, but like an extended audio jack. No, I don't want an extended one. Anyways, people were wondering, you know, how does this work and stuff. Well, it's pretty simple actually. I can show you from the Xbox menu as well, which I thought was pretty cool. But if you hit down, it goes down. You can hit this button right here. If it's only connected to your Xbox, it'll go to the menu. You can literally do everything you want. Like, for instance, let's check this message. I don't care what it says. It says, yo. Okay, me and this guy's had beef, so if you see anything, that's probably why. But yeah, you can go down to more. You can hit enter to see more. Pretty crazy. But yeah, and if you want to leave, you gotta hit escape. It's the reason why it's making that sound is because it's on top of something. Let me move this. People were wondering what mouse I had as well because, hold on for a second. Sorry about that. Had to put my mic on. It was tangled up in the cord right here with the controller. But yeah, people were asking me about all this stuff, and some people, not just on here, but on TikTok in general, asked me. I don't know if you can see it right now. If it will all focus. Oh, focus on the screen, not me. Okay, what if we turn it sideways? There we go, it's all focusing a little bit better. If you look around every now and then, you'll see, if I can find it. It's hard to find. It's hard to find for me, probably not for you. It is right there, right there. All of this scratches and stuff in the white piece right there are from a knife. Oops. I got a knife at one point when I was little and started stabbing a screen because at that time I was like, I don't care about all this stuff. I don't need to care, right? I didn't know that from years and years on, right, that I would need to use this because if you don't remember, I did break a TV. I didn't think I've had the willpower or strength to do that. Something so expensive to just break like that. But yeah, continuing on, these numbers I can erase. It's going to be a little bit hard to, because that part is pencil over the number. But yeah, this was just Expo marker. I could erase this whenever, but since it's dry, it would be a little bit harder than normal. And if you notice, I've kind of decorated the area. Not really. I have something on my door. I'll show you. I have this. Keep the door closed. Adventure in progress. And there's also another thing I want to add. Recently there's been a lot of stuff on other apps like TikTok and stuff like that. If you guys want to see my TikToks, I will post them, whatever it is, you know. But as I was saying, there's been a thing going around on the internet saying that oh, all this about Xbox and PlayStation and stuff, like, oh, PlayStation doesn't need batteries. Well, I don't want to argue. I just want to say you're stupid if you're arguing an argument that you're not going to win. I'm an Xbox player, but I also have a PlayStation. I have a PS4 right here with all the stuff that's dusty and everything from it. My point is that I prefer, you know, I prefer an Xbox. Although I like the PlayStation a lot more because, yes, the controllers do have the audio thing on them. And are kind of cool compared to an Xbox, but there's certain games that you can't get on PlayStation that you can get on Xbox. For instance, if I can show you, Where is it? It's in F, right here. Forza Horizon 4. One of my favorite games that's a driving game related. Main driving game. Normally I like driving games, but I don't love them. This game, I love. Like, I've done streams on it. I've posted it to YouTube to show how much I love it. I have my own dream car in the game. And other cars that I want to have or at least see in real life. And I love the game. And I don't know what other Xbox specific games that you can get on here. I don't know of any other Xbox only games. ShellShock Live, I don't think that's an Xbox only game. But yeah, my point is that if you prefer a system, you prefer it. Don't go on a rant saying, oh, well, this system's better because this, and then someone counteracts that argument by saying, for instance, oh, well, you do realize that you need batteries and we don't. It's a never-ending argument that none of you are going to win. The truth is, every system's a good system. If you prefer a system, you prefer it. Again, I prefer playing Xbox because I was growing up playing Xbox. My parents, on the other hand, they prefer PlayStation. That's their PlayStation. It's perfectly fine by me. But again, my uncle literally told me he was never going to switch to PlayStation. And then 6 to 7 months after he told me that, he got a PlayStation, and then he kept upgrading his PlayStation to the newest and greatest PlayStation. So he now has the PlayStation something plus PlayStation X, or I don't know what it's called. I'm an Xbox player. I don't know. But again, this main thing that I'm trying to say is, if you prefer a system, you prefer it. I prefer Xbox. Xbox is a good system. It's done me well over the years. Yes, the 360, which I have down here, it's my baby, you know. I haven't played her in years, but she's my baby. And I really want to get on her one day and do one last gaming video on her. But until that day comes, I think we're just going to keep her down under my desk. There we go. And again, if you guys want to argue, you guys can argue. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to watch this video. But I can tell you one thing. Arguing is not going to get you anywhere. We can agree to disagree. Again, you like a system and I don't like as much, you know, it's whatever. Like, cool. You like that system? I prefer Xbox. You prefer PlayStation? I don't care. Cool, man. It's a great system. They're both great. And I'm going to prove another point. People are like, oh, yeah, well, you know, Xbox uses batteries and stuff. And then there's a few things. First of all, the battery thing. Xbox doesn't always need batteries. People don't think, oh, the wired controllers, you know. But another thing, right? Again, I'm not trying to start arguments. I'm trying to prove a point. PlayStation has batteries in it. The people who play PlayStation don't know that. But when you get the controller, there's literally a battery that was made inside to fit inside. I'm trying to prove my point. You're making an argument for nothing. There's no way a controller could be powered without doing anything, you know? I accidentally clicked that. Okay? I would just, you know, again, I prefer my system. I mean, it's my own system. My OG Xbox, I love that thing to death. I gave it to my sister so she could have one. But my point still applies. My ending result of this video is I want to tell you guys this whole argument that's going on the internet. Everyone's wrong. None of you are going to win. They're like, oh yeah, well, you know, stuff like this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're going to win because we're the better system. People play us more. Stop arguing. Less arguing, more communicating. You're doing a whole lot of talking, not a lot of walking. You're saying stuff like, oh yeah, well, you know, PlayStation has worse connection than Xbox, or, well, PlayStation, you know, PlayStation Gay Station. You're just making stuff up so you can make an argument because you want to be one of those people who start something that doesn't make sense. I've played Xbox for years, ever since I first owned one and played one at my uncle's. And then I realized stuff was going to change after his house caught on fire from an electrical fire. Not from his Xbox, from his oven. And he has another house, and he still plays Xbox, the same Xbox, and a PlayStation. Both in the fire. Well, not the PlayStation, but the Xbox was in the fire. My point is, they're both good systems. And to prove it, I guarantee if you put both of them in a fire, they would both survive. Because they're built to withstand certain resistance against some things. Why do you think the 360 era, right? Bring this back out. Why do you think the 360 era did they get Red Ring of Death so much? Because it couldn't cool down enough, or because it was kept on all night, because it couldn't handle that, right? Well, moving forward into that, why now, now we have Xbox Ones and PlayStations and stuff, why do they not have trouble? Because they were, the people who made them learned from their mistakes. If it wasn't from them learning from the 360 or the PS3, they wouldn't have made better systems. And that's just that. Again, this has never got the red ring of death because I've never allowed it to. And it's never gonna. I'm glad it hasn't, because whenever we don't have internet, well, we have power, but no internet, we just plug it in and play it. And that's what's really cool about every system. It doesn't matter, but the older systems are cool to me personally because they just have like a key to my heart when it comes to no internet. Like you could argue all you want saying, yeah, well, you're just saying that because you've been Xbox for all your life, but I've also played PlayStation for a pretty good amount of my life too. And I'm not even going to lie to you. When we first got the PlayStation PS4, I was on that literally every day. For a solid week, I was on it, playing with one of my friends that had PlayStation. I can't play with him. I don't play with him no more because I don't play on PlayStation right now. But I could. My point is, don't assume that something's better than the other. They're both just as good as one another. If you prefer one, you prefer one. And that's where this conversation is going to end. This is going to be a to talk video. And if you don't like this to talk video, I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings, but it's the truth. I don't say the truth much. I will admit, I don't go out and say the truth much, but it makes me mad that some people continue stuff, like an argument that should have stopped literally the day it begun. It was all because, like, a couple groups of people or something, a couple people were like, oh yeah, this will be funny. And you know what? I want you to find those people and tell them what they've done and see who's laughing. They might be laughing, but there's some things that they could get in trouble for. It could eventually start out in an all-out war. Literally, people would probably, I'm not going to say this, I'm going to imagine this, people probably go out in the streets with Xbox and PlayStations throwing them at each other, which one would survive the longest. All I want to say before I end this is my outro. So, in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.